Terrific. Thank you all. What time you got? Are we 10 o'clock?
Exactly.
Perfect. So, Historic Preservation Commission meeting for today, which is June 10th, is called to order. We have a quorum and some applications to review. Let me go through the applications because Craig, I believe, is away for a couple days. I want to be sure that that I've got everybody covered. I'm just going to read the list, and you folks tell me what we're missing.
Hey, Phil, can I just interrupt you for 1 second?
Please do.
I just requested live transcription. So whoever's running it, if we wanted it to do live transcription, then we can download the notes from the section. So whoever's running the meeting, if they just accept it, it will then do voice to text translation, and we should be good to go. We can export it.
That would be
It says it's been enabled, Jeremy. I'm getting a note that's enabled.
Perfect.
Working now. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Jeremy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
We had taken the thanks to Michael, who's been just a great rock on all this. We're in the process as well, I think, of transcribing a couple of the other meetings as well, going back, I believe now 3 meetings. So that's happening. But thanks so much for teeing this up, Jeremy.
No problem.
Okay. Real quick, I see Craig, and I thought, okay, Craig, welcome. I must have misunderstood your note. I thought you were out for a couple of days.
I was, but I had to change my mind for today.
Thank you.
I'm in the middle of state training as well, so I'm multitasking again.
I so appreciate it, and it's great to have you back.
Thank you.
You weren't even gone, and it's still great to have you back.
Real quick, I think you missed an application on the agenda.
I'm quite sure of it, Craig. Tell me what I missed.
76 North 5th Street. I sent it over, it looks like Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Okay.
I will put that on. Thank you.
Okay.
Got it. Thanks so much. Let me just go through this real quick. 76 North 5th Street. Thank you, Craig. 529 Warren. 13 South 3rd Street. 827, 829 Warren Street. 9 Union Street. 339 Allen Street. 317 Allen Street. And 253 Union Street. Anybody I missed? Terrific. Thanks very much. So let's get to work. Let's start with 529 Warren Street. Who will be speaking for that application?
Chad Lindbergh with Taconic Engineering here for the sign permit.
Terrific, Chad. Good morning.
Good morning.
Of AR or AK, something like.
So share your sign if you could and tell us what you're doing.
So we're proposing to place the sign perpendicular to the building in this location at 529 Warren. The sign itself is 18 by 11 and is going to hang on a black steel rod fixed to the building.
Terrific. And Chad, I assume you have your sign permit from code enforcement?
Yes, that permit is into Craig's office at this time.
Is that
That's
hardware
terrific.
already there, Chad, or is it new hardware?
It's not, John. That's going to be new hardware.
Is it replacing something that was there, or was there already a sign?
There was not. This is a new sign at that spot.
Okay, as an eyeglass wearer,
Mhm.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to showing up and getting some glasses.
Me too.
I got these glasses there. They're excellent.
Fantastic. Great.
I have no particular thoughts and comments. I think I'm
Mine-
happy to
Mine
have
too.
an
Nice.
option. Huh?
I like chips.
Thank
and
you.
Miranda's.
May I have a motion to find the application complete?
Motion.
I'll
Thank you
second.
very much. And I didn't hear the motion. That was Jeremy. Who spoke?
Hugh.
Hugh, thank you. And Jeremy, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to request city attorney to prepare a certificate of appropriateness.
So moved,
Anybody?
Miranda?
Miranda, thank you so much. And a second, please.
I'll second, Jeremy.
Jeremy, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. 13 South 3rd Street. Who will speak for 13 South 3rd Street today? Going once, going twice, 13 South, excuse me. That's not so easy to say. I'm not going to say it again. You know what I said, and we'll wait and see if somebody comes in. Otherwise, we'll move it to the next meeting. 827, 829 Warren Street. Anyone here to speak for 827, 829 Warren Street? 9 Union Street. Anyone here to speak for 9 Union Street? .339 Allen Street.
Yep, that's me. Hi, I'm Katie Giovanucci.
Oh, there you are. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Katie, talk about your project, and when you have the right opportunity, please share your screen so we can see it in detail.
Sure. So we're just proposing a small fence on the opposite side of our property. We already have one fence running across one side. So we're just going to put the same exact fence on the other side.
Okay.
Go ahead and share my screen. I figure out how to do that.
Take your time. There'll be
Sorry.
a share screen button in the lower left of your.
Okay. Is it? Can you see it?
Not yet.
No. All right. So this is the spot where we are going to put the fence. So we're just basically going to cover up this, which is our neighbor's property, to a little bit more privacy and them a little bit more privacy. And then, oops. This is the driveway, so it'll go down at the very end here. As you can see, their fence there, so it'll go down at the very end there, just to break up the properties a little bit. This is a drawing of our property, and the fence will go just along this area here.
Just to orient it a little bit, Katie, what's facing in, what facing out in terms of street?
This is the street up here at the top.
Okay.
And then this is our driveway along the left edge. So it'll go basically by the pool area here and back.
Thank you.
Yes. And then it's just a very simple currently have on the other side that our other neighbor put up. So we're just doing the same exact thing as they are.
Okay. Katie, that's a solid wooden fence?
Yes, it is. I thought I had a picture in here, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. But it is, yeah, it's a solid wooden fence. I could actually bring you over there and show you if you would like me to.
It says there's a drawing on the second row all the way to the right.
Yes, that's just the actual drawing of the fence there.
Okay, that's all right.
But I thought, like I said, I thought I had a picture of our existing fence, but it doesn't seem to have made it in here.
Do you have a picture of the neighbor's fence? Katie, you said this was identical.
Yes. Let me see if I can find it. It should have been in here.
Maybe if you could show that first picture you showed us again.
Yeah, I think, okay, so here's the house. This is our driveway. As you can see, this is the fence along the neighbor's side. So this is our pool area. That's the neighbor's fence that we're going to do the same exact thing to. And then this is where we're going to cover along this edge here.
Katie, can you expand that picture, the one right up above?
This one or
With the neighbor's fence, yeah.
this one?
That
Yep.
one. Just move, yeah, open that up. I get it. Okay.
So it's going to be the same fence, same color and everything, just a cedar fence. And it'll match up along this area right along here.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yep. And I think that's the overview of our
Okay.
backyard.
Terrific. Commissioners?
I think it looks great.
I do too.
I
I do
agree.
too, Ken. May I then have a motion to find the application complete?
I make it.
Thank you very much, John. And a second? You?
Second,
All
yeah.
in favor? Motion to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A. That's Jeremy. And a second? Hugh, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
317 Allen Street.
Crystal Hines appearing for Nicholas Haslett and Shirley Chen.
Hey, Crystal.
Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. Beautiful day. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. The property owners are proposing to replace the roof and copper flashing at 317 Allen Street. It's not quite, and here is 317. Oh, I guess I need to share my screen with you all. These are the slate samples. The sample to the left is the proposed sample for the slate replacement. The samples on the right, the two original samples. That is the slate as it exists today. I also have the shop drawings from Crocker Architectural Sheet Metal Company. Crocker will be doing the roof replacement. They've done a number of historical projects, including the State Capitol building up in Albany. So this is the general roof, and we do have photos of where the copper is going to replace the existing to match the existing profile. I don't know if you want to go through all of those shop drawings, but essentially it's not quite like for like, but I think it's as pretty close as we get these days, at least as a project of this scope. The applicant and Crocker intend to get this project done in about 3 months. They hope to get it done in a little less, and they're hoping to start in September.
Crystal, I'm assuming the existing roof is also slate?
It is correct. I have some, I don't know if you can tell in these photos, this is a contemporary photo of the property, which shows you the roof as it exists right now. There are multiple failures right now in the roof.
Okay.
We're seeing the slate samples, not the picture of the roof.
Oh, I don't know how I.
Crystal, did you share the application or share your desktop? That could be the thing that.
I'm not quite sure which I did, to be honest.
You may have to stop sharing and then share again.
New share, here we go. Yeah, I'm just looking for a contemporary photo. I don't know, it's here somewhere. Well, I could show you a historic photo for now. Quite sure what happened to my contemporary photo here. There's one of the historic photos. Give me just a second here and I'll get that contemporary photo.
Crystal, while you're looking for that, is this sample of the slate that you've indicated, is that real slate?
It is real slate, and I actually have the actual sample. I'm sort of sorry this wasn't a hybrid meeting, so you could all see it.
Well, that's kind of enough if it's actually slate and it has the same profile as the existing slate, and you've made an effort to match the color. If there's any building that, if there's any building in Hudson, and there are several others that deserve a real slate roof replacement, this is certainly one of them. So I would say bravo to the use of genuine slate on this project. It's quite a commitment from the owners, we know, as opposed to a synthetic option. So this is really a fantastic application.
We may be back. I can tell you that the restoration for this project is quite amazing. The owners plan to really bring this property back to this century. They're going to upgrade all of the systems. They're going to keep as much as they can. And the budget is the most significant that I've seen in Hudson.
Okay. I have no questions or comments. I mean, you're doing the right thing, and you're also about as close to like for like as you could be. I think you're in pretty good shape with us, commissioners.
Looks good.
I agree.
Okay. May I have a motion to find the application complete?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Thanks very much, Jeremy. And a second was
Second, Hugh.
Hugh. Thank you so much. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. The application is found complete. A motion to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a CV. Anyone?
John.
John, thank you. Miranda, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Approved. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. 253 Union Street. I'll say it again. We were kind of transitioning. Who's speaking for 253 Union Street?
I am Walter. Sorry.
Walter.
Yes. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Trying to. All right. Let me share my screen if I could. Sorry. terribly sorry. I had this all here. And I thought I had it open.
Take your time.
Okay, sorry. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Just one more second.
Okay.
Ah, at last. Do you want to go to someone else and let me get my act together? I'm so sorry.
Sure, no problem. So stop sharing and we'll go on to 76 North Fifth Street.
Of course, that's me. I had that open also. Could you go to someone else? I'm just going to pull myself together. I'm terribly sorry, and I'll be ready in about 5 minutes after you finish someone else.
No worries. Let me go back through the no-shows and make sure that that I've got that right. I've got 13.
Did I stop sharing?
Pardon?
Did I
You
stop
did
sharing? Thank you.
13 South 3rd Street. And we don't have anyone today to speak for that. 827, 829 Warren Street. Is there anyone here to speak for that? 9 Union Street. Is there anyone here to speak for that? Okay, so we can continue to embarrass Walter.
Bill, I just sent them all notices that the meeting is on.
Okay, thank you, Craig.
That was 13 South 3rd, 829 Warren, and 9 Union, right?
Correct.
Craig, is 239 Warren Street on the agenda? I just see someone put that in the chat.
You know, that was something that I sent a while back. That was Rob. And you know, I sent it already. You should already have it. I think they were supposed to be on the last meeting and they weren't there. But yes, that should be on. I forgot it on because I had already sent it, so I didn't even think about it today.
They were supposed to be on the last 2 meetings.
Yeah.
I had on the agenda. Is someone here speaking for 239 Warren? I see.
Hi,
Rob.
yeah, it's Rob. I actually hadn't gotten any notification that we had been on an agenda, so this is our first time to make it, so I appreciate it.
Okay.
Bear with me 1 second here.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, let's see. All right, so we have a garage on the back of our house that was built in 1998 as an economy building. It's 14 by 24. And we are looking to resize the door bays and to replace the doors that are there with steel overhead doors that are electrics. Part of the issue is in the winter, we can't open the doors when there's snow because the snow gets packed up against them, and the doors are also very heavy to open and very difficult to open. So as you can see, this is the inside interior of the current door on one of the bays. This is the inside interior of the other bay. This is the exterior of the garage right now. It's kind of like a shed garage, really, with a regular walk-in entrance. We're looking to resize all 3 of those. So the current, let me move this over to the other side here. Whoops. All right, so this is the current facing of the alley of the garage with the 1-car garage, the entrance to the door, and then the 2-car garage. We're looking to expand them so that we can actually get 2 cars into the right-hand side. And so we're going to expand those doors. The door on the left will be a 9 by 7 and the door on the right will be 16 by 7. The materials we're looking to use a steel door. You'll see the 9x7 here, the 16x7 on the right, with this color sandstone. And this is the actual design of the door. Is that big enough for you all to see?
Can you zoom in a bit?
Yep. Hold on. Let me move. Let me see. Can I move this here? Let me close that. There we go. There we go. So this is just a representation of the doors. Obviously, we're not doing this to the garage itself. And then these are some other garages in the alley within our block, just to give you an idea and flavor of the other garage doors that have been either recently installed or garages that have been there for quite a while. Does anybody have any questions or? Look at this over here so you can see this again.
And so the door, the pedestrian door that you're putting in between the two, that's proposed to be a flush steel door or wood door. It has no panels in it.
Right, it's going to be a flush wooden door. It's going to replace this door here, which is also a wooden door, but it's kind of built out of lattice right now and kind of cobbled together.
And what are you proposing for the siding and the trim at the top at the roof drip?
So we're not changing any of the facade on the building at all. We're keeping all the wood as is. All we're going to do is we're just expanding the entryway in order for the steel door to fit. We may paint it, but we're not actually changing the. Let me get back to here for a second.
Yeah, if you could go back to the photograph, that'd be great.
Let's see here. There you go. See if I can make that a little bigger.
Okay. So that's a vertical tongue and groove or shiplap type siding with a simple wood board. There's no gutter on this roof. Is there? Does the roof slope away from the alley?
It does. It slopes into the backyard, and there's a gutter on the backyard.
Okay.
And anything that comes off here. So if we, as we start moving things, we're going to replace it for like wood. We're gonna match this. We're not going to change any of the wood structure itself.
I don't know. It looks like that pedestrian door could be historic. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, let me, do I even have a picture of? Yeah, there you go. That's the inside of the pedestrian door on the right.
Rob, have you thought about keeping the windows aspect of these with the doors that you're putting on? So it's a similar kind of glazing across the top?
You mean where the lattice is right here?
Yeah.
We do. There's just a lot of activity in that alley that we don't necessarily want to have windows there necessarily. It's, we already have issues with just with issues there. We really want to kind of secure that.
Okay.
Commissioners? If there are no comments at this time, I don't mean to cut anybody off. If there are no comments at this time, then I would ask for a motion to find the application complete.
My motion.
Hugh, thank you. And a second?
Second, Miranda.
Miranda, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None. The application is complete. May I have a motion to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A?
I'll make that motion, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. And a second, please.
Second.
Miranda, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None. You're approved. Thank you so much, Rob.
All right, thank you all. Have a nice weekend.
Okay. Walter, you good again?
What's up?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was off mute. Yes, I'm ready. Can you see my screen?
Can do.
Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
On the first page.
We see your cover page.
Yes. Okay. So this is 76. So I'll rush through this very quickly and get to the drawings. It's off of Prospect and North Fifth. And for reference, the Armory is over here. It's a very lovely home on a corner. Some of you know it. There's an amazing building next to it that's kind of falling down that has a big gambrel roof and some columns. And the owners essentially want to replace some windows in the main building. And then the biggest ask, I think, is putting a porch, a wraparound porch on the back. This portion here is an existing little.
Walter, could you enlarge that view?
Oh, yes, sorry, sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was going to actually do the bigger drawing. So anyway, so this is an existing little add-on saddlebag, and we just are taking that line and returning it around the corner. And now I will take you into the other drawings. So this is the little saddlebag portion that I talked about that's existing that we're going to mimic for the porch. These are the existing conditions, obviously, and these are where we'd like to put new windows in. And I'll draw your attention to the fact, again, commissioners, so that we can have a window debate. There's 1/1, there's 2/2, there's 6/6. There are some casements. There's a hopper window. There are an amazing array of window types here. We'd like to settle on the 2/2 and bring everything into conformance with the existing 2/2s, because just based on looking at buildings in the neighborhood, it seems like this, call it Italianate treatment, the 2/2 seems to go with it. And so on this drawing are indicated what are new windows. And then, of course, here's the proposed new porch, which would be open at the corner for an entry into the house. And then the screening here is beyond that. And just sorry, it's a little confusing because you're seeing the windows and doors behind, but this is just a very simple screen, large rectangle above with two divisions and a classic rail divider in between. And window schedule, Marvin windows. I think that's it. That's that presentation, I think.
Do you have some photographs, Walter?
Oh, gosh. I do.
I don't mean to be difficult. I'm just
No, it's me. I should have them right here. I'm just terrified of trying to share them. If you want to put that aside for a moment, we can go to the other project, then you can hear somebody else and I can find some photos. I think if I try and dig into my photos, I apologize, I didn't include them. Well, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Phil or Walter, this is Craig. Can I interrupt for a minute?
Yeah.
What address were you just proposing?
76 North 5th Street. Is that not the correct address?
Oh, I thought we were doing 253 Union. Okay, I was just on the wrong page. I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so should I try and find some photos, Phil?
If that works for you, or if somebody's teed up for
Jeremy just sent a link in the chat so that everyone could look at a photo of this property.
You're the best. Jeremy, thank you so much.
Yeah. I also have another one from Zillow. I can drop that. At least gives us the front. And you can go around the corner, I believe.
Do I need to not share?
Yeah, if you stop sharing, I can share Jeremy's screen or
Right.
my screen.
There you
Here we
go.
are.
You can follow the arrows and go around the corner, and there's a nice corner angle that shows you.
Okay.
And now turn back towards the building, rotate back towards the building. You can see.
Yeah.
You can go down the street a little further. You can see.
Yeah, and if you go down the street, you'll start to see on the side what all the different window types, and on the front, it's hard to see because the screen's there, but those are the 2/2 windows on the top floor.
And Walter, where's the porch going?
The porch, you see the smaller addition at the back, at the very rear.
Yes.
Yeah, so the porch is beyond that.
Okay.
Porch is appended to that. So it's, a classic Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear.
If you could go back to that photograph of the front, please.
Okay. Uh-huh. There we go.
Thank you. Perfect. So there's a window head trim on the second floor, windows that don't exist on the first floor windows. And also, I would expect it to have been on the first floor windows as well as the second. It looks like in this photograph, the siding has been replaced, or is that being modified? What is my question? I have two questions. One is, what is the siding on the building now? And the second question is, it's rather odd that there isn't a third window on the second floor above the front door. And do you know anything from the history of this house, whether there was originally a third window on the second floor front?
There may very well have been. I'll answer your questions backwards. Behind that now, Chip, there's a stair that goes from the upper second floor stair landing up to the attic. For whatever reason, I guess because of the head height there, the stair runs, in the direction, if you go in the front door, you're going up the stairs for the first floor. And at the second floor, to get to the little attic where that circular vent is, the stair runs behind where that window that you're positing would have been. Whether they had a window there and a stair behind it, added the stair later, I can't say. The current owners don't want to put the window back. In terms of the trim, I'll have to look at my own drawings again, but my recollection is we're just mimicking those upper openings everywhere. If we're not, I'm perfectly willing to do it. We like that trim and the owner likes it, and it has a very practical function. It shades and protects the top of the window. So yeah, and then the third question is, as the wonderful photograph evidences, or I think it evidences, it is wood siding, it's painted, and the owner intends, it's not in bad shape. The owner intends to continue with that. Any additional work we do will be either painted wood or a appropriate painted substitute.
If you could turn the corner a little bit in the photograph, Victoria, thank you. I just want to see if, is there head trim on the side of the house also? Oh yeah, there is, huh?
Same deal, second floor, yeah.
Yeah. So you're proposing that you would replace that and use that trim wherever you're putting in new windows?
Yeah, we can check on the drawings again and see where it ended up. Originally, we were going to put those over all the windows. I'm not honestly sure if they're now shown, but we're definitely using them on all of the second floor windows.
You want to put your plans back up? I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Do you want to, just before we do that, would you mind, sorry, Victoria, remind me what I'm paying you an hour. Would you mind going up the street a little bit and just show them the back of the building? Because when we look at the porch, that might be a good image for everybody to have had.
I don't think this program is gonna let me do it.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so I'll start sharing.
I don't know. It seems that I'm limited here with directions.
Okay, I can't share till you stop, so.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay. Right. So those were the existing, and the answer is yes, Chip, we're putting them on the street side, on the second floor, the heads, but not there because you see we have a difficult condition there. It's already up into the boarding there. And then we're not doing it on the first floor. And we're not doing it on the second floor at the back again, because that's existing actually and has that condition. And we're not doing it on this side because nobody sees it.
Yeah. It wouldn't be uncommon for them to have reduced the amount of woodwork on that second component of the building to the rear, where that roof is lower and the bracketed cornice is lower and more modest than the front.
Agreed.
But in your drawing, what you're saying now is that you are not rebuilding that trim on the first floor front. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're showing the windows without trim on the, they've got the casing, but they don't have the bracketed head trim there, and we're not showing it over this little window here.
Yeah, again, I don't think the little window to the rear and the second floor window to the rear may well not have originally had that more elaborate trim. The more elaborate trim would have been reserved for the front of the house. And because this is a corner, it's also used on the corner of the main body of the house. I think it's a missed opportunity to not use it on the first floor front.
Then we will do so. It's perfectly appropriate to do that, and it's not a big ask. We're happy to do that.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so moving right along, we have the porch. I think we've kind of discussed this. Craig is waiting for some structural details. I'm waiting to get an approval from you. What I'm going to try to do, and I believe I can do based on my analysis of the shed, which is this little ad here, is just keep that very thin roof line and put a nice, either a copper or a brown aluminum half round gutter to simulate copper, and an appropriate metal roofing to simulate either, like probably a black painted metal roof.
I do have a comment that you just mentioned about the final drawings for the
Craig,
Chief Enforcement Officer. We're supposed to be reviewing drawings that have been approved by him and that are final and ready for permit. And you've just mentioned that first you're looking for approval from us, and then you're going to exercise the final drawings. I think that procedurally, the commission ought to decide how we're going to handle applications such as this, whereby the applicant is saying, well, now I'm going to go do the construction drawing. I think in larger projects, we've been accustomed to giving a nod toward concept of design and then doing a final review. But here on a simple residential project, it seems like the floor plans, the details that are required for the building permit ought to come before the commission, so the commission can make their final review after the building official has signed off on the completion of the application.
But what Chip, can I just ask for my own edification? What could be, I mean, these seem pretty final. What could be different between these and the final?
These do seem pretty final, except there's no building there's no floor plan, for instance, for Craig to do a final sign off on the building permit. And I don't want to just pick, I'm not picking on this application. This is a procedural question that I have for the commission and how we handle this.
Can I answer this or get involved with it?
Yeah, please.
This is a proposal that has been reviewed by code. It's in compliance of what they are proposing to do. The commission can review it and approve it. If the approval is altered or changed, if they come back with another set or a different set of plans, then obviously they would have to stop doing what you approved and they would have to go back to it. So I don't know why the confusion's here. There's no different than any other application. There's nothing different here. I reviewed this of what they proposed to us. That's what we're reviewing.
Okay, well, as long as you're satisfied that the documents are complete for building permit, I was only responding to the fact that Walter said he was going to get more information to you.
Well, if that's the case, then obviously if they're going to give me more information, then we'll have to stop doing what they're doing and they come back to the drawing table.
Understood. Thank you, Craig, for that clarification. That's
the way it's been
super
for
good.
the things I've been saying.
Thank you.
So that was a good discussion, and I appreciate what everybody said, and I think I'll try and get better documentation moving forward. The thing, Chip, is I don't give you all the drawings that I give the code officer. You don't have my energy wall section calculations. You don't have my bath details. You don't have my plumbing riser diagrams. All of that has been prepared. Craig asked me before he issues the permit that I give him a framing detail of the porch roof itself. We're mimicking the framing of the adjacent shed. So it's a technical requirement that it will not change anything. I'm sorry, I tend to say things, without realizing sometimes they cause confusion. But as far as I know, this is, unless we change that profile, and Craig is satisfied that that roof is going to stand up, we're going to meet whatever, certificate of appropriateness you give us.
I think if Craig is okay, we should be okay. And then we'll see. You're talking about basically, as I understood it, Walter, detail, not any change in volume, design, or material use. Is that correct?
He wants to make sure that my porch columns are properly braced and that the beam that they carry is adequate to carry the load of the trusses or joists that frame into the building. I can assure you they will be.
No, that wasn't what Chip was saying. It was really a fair question about process. You opened the door to that.
No, I did. I'm angry at myself for doing that because
well, I'm even more mad at you. Don't be angry at yourself. Yeah. We're just trying to clarify what's going to get built.
Okay, of course.
Walter, may I ask a question about the drawing?
Yeah.
The east elevation, the lower left corner of this.
This one.
The roof of the screen porch extends out the full length of the house, and then there's a column or something there?
Yes, so this part right here is under the porch roof. This is the whole porch here, right? This portion is not screened because it's the entrance to the back of the house. And then, this side is screened on this. So this is like a little rectangular, like a dining porch.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the door
that up just a little bit? It's a little
absolutely
what the columns would look like.
Absolutely. I just have to figure out. I promise the next meeting, I'm going to hire somebody to sit next to me and I will not inconvenience anyone. Is that big enough?
That's helpful. So the columns are just plain square columns.
Yeah, I mean, we tend to put a little, what they call a lamb's tongue on them, where you just angle the corner, start at square and then come in, just so you don't nick yourself. But the idea is to keep them fairly post-like. And then we have these secondary verticals, which are basically just to hold the screen framing.
Right. And the siding that you show here is on the facade of the building. It's not.
Yes, that's back behind. Yeah. So you're seeing a door in, this is all the same, facade. And then this is a kind of roof that comes forward. And then this is an enclosure under that roof. So it's like a 3-part thing. And then actually, I love this drawing because you're seeing the whole house. This is the main volume there. And then this is that addition that Chip was talking about where they tend to downplay stuff. And then this is our third piece here.
And is this visible from the street at all?
It is. This is, well, sorry. It's, I always get my streets mixed up, but it's the
I
other one.
think it is. It's on a corner. It's very
Yeah.
visible. We can see that from what Victoria was showing us.
Here we go. Sorry, what's happening to me is all the windows are blocking all my controls. So I'm going crazy trying to find things. I got the site plan, but I can't get over to it. There it is. All right. So that's a good way to see it. So from Prospect Street, here's the house, and this is where it steps down here. And then this is the back porch. So you see it does, this is that part that's open that we were just looking at.
I'm just wondering about the doors, whether they look very contemporary next to all the other, the window treatment.
Sure. So just strictly speaking, taste, I think that works because it's really kind of in shadow and away from everything. But if you all want that to have some divisions or to be more historical, I'm sure my clients would be happy to oblige. I think that's totally up to you.
Can I jump in for a second? I don't think it's, I think this is completely appropriate. And I would go back to that window on the facade of the house.
Wait.
And even though you can argue, right, it's not there now. I think everyone would agree that it was once there. And even though it's not really necessarily our place to, we don't usually rule on whether one should add something, but given the extent of the addition and changes that you're making to this building, it would be more appropriate to have that window back. And I'm sure you think so too, Walter, and I'm sure everybody thinks that
there's no question
that
you're
the house
right.
would be better back, especially in the front. But I just have to make a case for that once more.
Well, I'm going to leave everything up to you guys. There is currently a stair framed into that wall. So, you know, that would have to change.
Well, I mean, that is a bit of a hardship, I guess.
And if you did put a window there, you would be looking at the stair. Now, my solution, as you know from other things that we've gone to discuss, is put a blank window there. Why not put a nice trim thing that's one of those beautiful frame things, and instead of a window, we'll put either a blank panel or put siding in it like people do around town to say, we're not stupid. We know there's a window supposed to go here, but it can't.
You have this drawing up the way that you can show the second floor window on the right-hand side of your image. That window must also, no, don't go down.
I'm trying to get to it. Believe me.
No, please.
Now I know my cursor is going crazy on me. Okay.
Yeah, okay, stop right there.
Right.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
The south elevation to your right shows a window in that room where that stair must be.
No. The stair is between that window and the edge of the building. The stringer of the stair is framed into the wall that you want to put a window in. It goes, if you look at the siding and imagine those are the steps up to the attic, that's where the stair is. I'm sorry I didn't include a plan. I should have.
I see, yeah. Okay, well.
I mean, I'm with you. How could I possibly argue with what John said? You know, it's like you have a window. It's like the whole facade cries out for a window there. There's a stair there. I'm not arguing. What shall we do?
Well, I would suggest that the stair that's there must be very, very steep, and it's only going up to an attic space that can't even be occupied. I can't imagine there's headroom in that attic. But, you know, you're the architect, Walter. You've got to make the decision. You're just hearing what the commission is suggesting.
Okay, how about this? I mean, I believe since there's no window there, and I'm not being difficult, I'm just saying technically we're not required to put one there. if you all wanted to ask us to put one there or to indicate somehow to make the facade a little bit more presentable, I'm happy to do that. I assume we don't have a problem on the south elevation because landscaping exists there already. And I think we can augment that and make that very beautiful there at the corner. It doesn't have to have a window to be a beautiful corner. But, you know, I agree with you about the second floor. Let's decide what to do about it and you guys can put it in writing.
I would propose we frame that window that John brought up as an ask. I'm not comfortable we frame that as a requirement. We typically don't tell people to put in windows, but as an ask, the aesthetics and balance would be helpful. So far, let me recap what I've got in terms of quote unquote changes. Basically, so far is just the headers on all of the windows on the front. And that's the only change I've recorded from what's being presented, and the window as an ask. Folks, tell me if I got that right or wrong.
You got that right, Phil.
Okay.
Right.
And I think that this is a very thoughtful and thought out plan. And, you know, for me, I think it's great. And if we get that front window in, great. And if not, I still think it's a wonderful solution to this property.
Thanks very much, Hugh.
Thank you.
I would propose that given what we've said so far, that the headers will be continued on the front. The window is an ask. That we entertain a motion to find the application complete.
Have we addressed Miranda's question about the back doors? Do we feel
I
like
motion
that's?
that.
I'm not sure. Miranda, did you get the
I
answer you
just
needed or
brought
not?
it up as a question for discussion. I wouldn't disapprove the plan because of it myself personally, but it is a bit jarring to me.
You restate your point, Miranda. You felt that what was
And
being
it's hard
proposed
to
was.
tell because it's a schematic drawing and the doors.
I know, but let's see if there's a way forward. You had proposed that those doors, at least as currently visualized, were too contemporary for the rest of the house. Is that fair?
Yes.
So let's let Walter respond.
Well, I sort of said that to my taste, they work because they're in shadow and they're way back there. They'll probably have screens in front of them because that part isn't screened. But, you know, I love, as you all know, all door types. If you want mullions or to break those up a little bit, I have no problem with it. I just think my preference, because it's already a fairly light challenged kitchen in there, would just be to get as much light as possible. You know, if I could put a picture window in, I would, but you know, that certainly wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fall on my sword about it. It was just a question that I raised.
Okay.
Else had that.
So the applicant is saying he intends to retain what's being proposed, and we can confirm or deny when we vote.
Walter, is this your screen we're seeing?
Oh dear, I hope not.
It is.
Oh great, I just wiped out my other presentation, but I'll get it back.
Okay. Oh Lord.
There it is. Okay, anyway, so I can share anytime you guys
Wait,
want.
we need a vote first.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a motion to find the application complete with the specifications just discussed, that the headers will now exist, that we have a standing ask for the additional window for symmetry, which probably is not going to be, it won't be a working window. Fair enough. May I have a motion on that
Motion.
basis to find the application complete?
Yes.
May I have a second, please?
John.
Thank you very much, John. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None. May I have a motion, and again, stipulations as previously stated, to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks very much, Jeremy. Hugh just seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you so much.
Next project, Walter.
Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, so next project is this project. This is, am I sharing my screen? Yes. Do you see this?
Yes.
Great.
Just for the record, where are we? 253 Union. Got it.
253 Union Street. You all were very nice. You gave us a certificate of appropriateness for a new roof, which is now on. So the building was protected. We've done most of the interior framing work. We're, I guess, waiting for framing inspection. And the owner would now like to do the outside work. And the fun thing about this for us is it brings us together with a project, and it has 12 over 12 windows being proposed. So I thought that would be a really good thing. And the other thing that's very interesting to me personally is that this building here is, sorry.
Walter, did you take those windows from the insane asylum?
Yes, quite literally. I had the windows in my computer and I pasted and clipped them from the insane asylum and put them in this building and discovered to my horror that they looked wonderful. Sorry, I've got a control bar that's not letting me get to there. There we go. All right. So the existing building, I think this is pretty straightforward. This is the existing building on the left. Stop. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, it has a polyglot of windows. It's got a 6 over 6. It's got a 4 over 4. It's got a 2 over 2. These are 1 over 1s. But we found evidence, or maybe this one, that there were 12 over 12 windows, and more uncanny and again, I'm sorry, let me try and zoom in. If you start to look at things like the doorways, comparing these two buildings, this is 234 Union down the street. Everything is identical. Somebody put some goofy, bigger trim around this, but if you see that little thing there, that little thin cap piece is still there. That's exactly the same piece of wood. And so as I look at this, I start to say, my God, everything is the same. They, change this a little bit, whatever. So we are asking for permission to take this building, this building and turn it into that, essentially, so that we would, we have the siding, we would be restoring the siding. We would make the windows to conform to the other historical building because we think that's a good guide. And then I think the other thing we're asking for, we'd like to open 2 windows here around the corner. At the moment, those are blank. And the reason for that, I'm so sorry, I'm having trouble with this. The reason for that is that we have, okay, naturally it doesn't show in this one, sorry. We want to open the windows because there's no light in the entry hall on 2 levels. So we'd like to keep the historical entry door a kind of plain, simple panel door with a very small light of windows, but we're asking for permission to open 2 windows on the side here for light. And then we had a window similar to this here, a little bathroom downstairs, and the owner has decided he doesn't want it. So we'd like to close that up. And I believe that's my entire presentation. The back is shown a little bit unclear yet because there's an old porch there, but it was enclosed. And so we're still, this is what we'd like to do. We'd like to enclose the ground floor and leave the second floor open. And we're exploring ways to make sure with waterproofing and so forth that will work. And then, sorry, the final thing in the presentation is we'd like to put a very simple 6 foot high, what they call a dog-eared fence. Just a simple wood fence that we'll paint, and we'll probably do some little decorative thing on top of that, but we don't know what yet. We'd ask for permission if we did anything.
Walter, are you changing the wood siding too? Are you like recladding the whole thing?
The building has siding like this under parts, but not all of the vinyl that's there, or not vinyl, it's got that composite shingle on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, our hope, we've actually been very lucky. A lot of these things, the people covered up, they painted it a number of times and they look terrible, but if you sandblast them, I think, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, probably be able to reuse it. So it's our goal to reuse it, and if not, to put a similar siding that's there now, to match. The undersiding, the historic siding.
The ask is fourfold. So one is the windows, removal and addition included in that, the fence, and then the enclosure on the back with the open top. Is that right? I guess that's 3.
Yeah, I guess the treatment of the window and so forth there. Yes, absolutely. Because that's got siding on it now. The top is open and the bottom is closed, but there's this, that composite siding that's obvious in the 253 Union existing condition picture.
Walter, are the paired windows that are on the right-hand side or the west elevation, those two windows that are paired together on the second floor and the first floor, those are existing double openings like that?
They are, probably 19th or 20th century, but again, since they exist, it's a very dark interior, so we'd like to maximize the light. So we're asking to, obviously you've immediately noticed something a little bit of an anomalous there. Yes.
Okay. And your model building at, I think it's this model, the building that you're using as a model for the 12/12 windows, are those 12/12 windows new? Are they? What's the historical reference for using 12/12 windows?
So this building at 234 Union Street. So glad you asked me that, Chip.
Do you want me to share a better photo?
Yeah, if you have a better one.
If you stop sharing.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. Just notice before you do, though, how similar these two are under all the stuff. Look at this little band here with the 2 little windows. My point, Chip, I read about the 234 Union House. They call it the Nantucket House. It was actually moved during the War of British Aggression when Nantucket was attacked, and the frame is there. It was filled in with brick and restored or rebuilt, and we're proposing basically the same details. We think we have the same thing here. We have a pegged wood frame that's filled with brick with siding outside and plaster inside.
And those
And
are,
so
you think those are original windows?
Well, I mean, I'm not a historian. You have historians on your board. I look at old New England windows, and very often they come forward like that of the wall frame. And, to me, these look like they could be old. I'm not, a forensic expert. And I'm certainly not going to say they have to be 12/12 if you guys don't think those are original windows. Gosh, I thought after our discussion on the asylum, everybody thought that 12/12 was the only appropriate window for this historic period. And so I'm just really, I think we're all trying to go with the program. And I thought, oh my God, look at this. That's going to be like, nobody's going to question that. But if you question it,
I'm not. And also
back off
in the chat, we have we have a vote of confidence in those being historic. So I would say 12 over 12 is grand.
Great, great. Thank you.
I agree with that. I think the 12, it's coincidental to the other project and they're obviously not related, but they're actually going to look great on this building.
I do in my heart believe these two buildings are historically linked and might have been built
Sure.
in Hudson at the same time.
Sure. Okay,
Bill, can I ask a quick question?
Greg.
Walter, or anybody on the commission, I don't know if I missed it. It is on the plan that you are requiring or asking to remove the existing cement siding. Am I right?
Yes.
And what was the response to that? You're gonna restore the 4-inch wood siding? Is that what they're approving? Anybody
Well,
know?
I'm not sure. Yes, that's what I would like. The existing, restore or match the existing siding, wood siding.
Wood siding, not cement siding.
Correct. That's my understanding as well, and we're going to lock that down. We have agreed per your presentation that we're looking at wood siding.
Okay, that's all I
Greg,
wanted.
I understood it was a question. Did you have a concern about that, or are you just trying to firm up the response?
No, this was a little confusing because when I went there and did a framing inspection, they ultimately failed it because they were, framing up a window that wasn't approved, and then the siding became a question. So I just wanted to make sure everything that I addressed to them during their inspection is obviously what they're addressing today, as well as what.
Fair enough.
That's why I just want to make sure so they don't have to come back again for this.
The C of A is going to say wood.
And the question on the siding would be, is the intention that that siding match the siding of 234?
Well,
Or is it matching what's under there now?
what's under there now would make sense to me. And, when we peel it off, we'll, make an assessment of it and see. Honestly, I'm expecting to find the same thing that's under 234.
Okay.
Or on 234. So yeah,
that would be great. It would
good
validate
question.
the restoration of 234 and
Yeah.
validate your selection.
Great. Yeah, and as a matter of interest, I'll email you anything we find the minute we start peeling that off. I love pictures of these things, so
Great.
let you know.
Thanks very much, all. If there are no further questions, then may I have a motion to find the application complete? Anyone?
I do.
Thank you. In a second, John, I appreciate it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. May I have a motion to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a CBA?
I'll make that
Jeremy?
motion. Yep.
And a second, please.
John.
Anybody? Thank you. Thanks you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None. Approved.
You all are the best. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Walter.
Gonna look great. Thank you.
It is going to look great. Craig, did anybody get back to you from the no-shows?
I got an email for the applicant at 9 Union that they are on as we speak listening, and I did talk to 13 South Third. They may be on. She was in between about 3 or 4 other things, but I think 9 Union is here.
Terrific. 9 Union, who's going to speak for that project?
Good morning. This is James Buller. I'm an architect of the project.
Hi, James. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to apologize in advance that I'm not very technically savvy, so I'm going to do my best to screen share. So I'm going to go. I have to go to my email to get the drawings. So have you guys seen the drawings or no for the project?
Everything has been sent out by code enforcement, but
Okay.
it's still important that we go through it with your voice and
Okay, understood.
commentary on the.
I'll pull it up, okay? And you just tell me when to move.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. If you could put up the floor plans, thank you. Yes. So basically what we're doing here is the front facade is not changing at all. And we're doing an interior renovation. And what that means is reconfiguring the kitchen and reconfiguring the primary bedroom on the second floor. The only changes to the exterior of the building is we're replacing the existing windows, which were replaced windows. The windows in the front are original. We're not changing the door, we're not changing anything on the front. On the rear, we do want to replace the existing windows, which were already replaced. And we were going to use, and this is a conversation I want to have with the board, we were going to use a Marvin Infinity window, a high performance window, white. And what I would like to do, the client is very interested in renewable energy. And I would like to put solar panels on the rear of the house. And, you know, frankly, I've done a lot of work in my career using solar. It's a grid system. It's flat to the roof. It's a matte black. But again, given where the building is, the client's very interested in trying to reduce their carbon footprint. But I was not sure if that was something that the board would support.
Okay. We have very, very often approved solar.
Okay.
It depends
Terrific.
on how well it's done and how well it's thought out, but it shouldn't, as it's not a quote unquote an issue with us.
Referencing, I'm sorry.
This is on the rear of the building, right?
Yes, it's on the
Right.
rear of the building.
that.
As a directive, I didn't want to change anything on the front. The building sits nicely next to its neighbors. And I frankly, was not comfortable. The client actually wanted to change the front windows. And I said, no, we're not going to change the front. But in the rear, the windows are not great windows. So we wanted to replace. And also that's where we put the solar. And also, go ahead.
Forgive me, excuse me 1 second. I need to break off for a couple minutes. John Schobel, would you mind sharing for a bit?
Fine.
Thank you so much, John.
So what are the major questions for us? Are there photos of before?
Yes, we did send photos. Can you do that, Victoria?
Let's see if I have them. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm such a.
No, it's
Luddite.
fine. I'm just looking to see if I have the photos in the file.
Can you articulate the major changes that you're proposing in the application? Once we get the photos up.
Of course.
Victoria, I just put a Google link in there for the front facade if you want to click on it.
Okay, hold on. Yep, I'll click on yours.
I'll look for other ones.
Is it this one?
No, it's the yes, I'm sorry. That is the 9 Union. It's that one. It is the one with, you
Yep,
see the
with the
little
tree.
tab, that one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the building.
Okay, can you describe the proposed changes?
On the front, there are no changes at all.
Okay.
The only project is we're reconfiguring the kitchen on the interior. And in the rear of the building, we're replacing the existing windows and the solar. And also I want to add, there is a deck that exists on the building currently. We're going to rebuild it. It's not in good shape. We're going to rebuild it in its same shape and size and configuration.
So that doesn't really matter to us. I think the solar on the rear, I'll speak for the commission, but they can correct me if they disagree. We haven't really had a problem with.
Great.
Am I showing the rear? Is it
Yes,
one of
yeah,
these buildings?
that is the rear. The building is set way back from the street.
Mhm.
I would say it's probably 250 feet. You can't really even see it. The back of the building from the street.
What are the
So
proposed windows that you're?
We're using a Marvin Infinity window. It's a nice white window, double pane. Just very simple. We're gonna do.
Wood or clad?
It's clad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, frankly, I'm here to discuss it with the board. So my client's very amenable.
Windows on Warren Street properties, but
I'm sorry.
We have a preference for wood windows in the historic district.
Okay, that's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have no. The client is very amenable to
Well, we
to,
appreciate that.
yeah.
I would say, does anyone else have any comments? My opinion would be that there's nothing really here except the appropriate change of windows and the solar panels that we have to really rule on.
I would just, first of all, it's terrific to do this project. It's very nice, and the restoration of and preservation really of that front. It's a really handsome building. I just would suggest an understanding of the detail of how the window replacement is going to work with the existing wood trim. I think those are stone sills.
They are. They're stone
on
sills
the
in the
building.
back.
I don't know if there's a wood sill that is on top of that, which is like a sub sill to the window. But those kinds of details can be really important on a building that is as attractive as this, and one that has a very careful relationship between the window and the brick. And I agree with John that the commission typically looks for a painted wood window,
Okay.
wood on the exterior. Other than that, it's a great project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm perfectly fine with a painted one window in the rear of the
Right.
building.
So assuming that those conditions are met, is there a motion to find the application complete?
I'll make that motion.
Jeremy?
Second, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda. And can I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Can I have a motion to direct the city attorney to issue a certificate of appropriateness?
Do we have to waive a public hearing first?
Well, thank you, Jeremy. That's so helpful.
Yes, both. Waive public hearing and prepare survey.
Thank you for remembering that. I really appreciate that. We have a motion to waive a public hearing and direct the city attorney to issue a certificate of appropriateness.
Here.
Miranda and Jeremy, thank you. All in favor? All opposed? So great. Thank you so much.
Thank you both, and thank you for your
Great project.
and Craig. I want to say thank you to Craig for all your assistance.
Oh, well,
sir.
everyone
Thank
should
you.
say thank you to Craig every day for keeping.
Yes, no,
count.
absolutely. That's greatly appreciated. All right,
right.
everybody have a good day. Thank you.
Do we have any others? If we don't have any others, is there anybody else here that we've missed who's on the Zoom that we didn't get on the agenda?
The only one, John, maybe 13 South Third. I don't know if Jackie made it on or not.
Jackie, if you're here, now is the time to speak. I do not see you. Therefore, do I have a motion to adjourn? Jeremy, all in favor? Great. Everyone have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Bye now.
Motion to adjourn, all aye. Okay.
Yeah. We all said hello. Yes, we said goodbye.
Got it.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.